Good evening. I'd like to call this meeting of the Pinole Community Services Commission to order. And first item, I'd like to, Maria, would you do a roll call, please?
We have Commissioner Clark out today. He is sick. Commissioner Kopp.
Here.
Commissioner Martin.
Here.
Commissioner Hayda. Commissioner Rupert.
Here.
Commissioner Teller. Director Rogers.
Here.
And Director Mishra.
Yeah.
Thank you. Before we go any further, I would like to welcome Irma to our group. Welcome, Irma. It's very nice to have you. Next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes for March 22nd.
I'll approve of the minute.
Do we have any questions about the minutes? Not hearing any questions. Bob, you're going to approve. Could I have a second, please? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion is passed. Next item on our agenda is citizens to be heard. In other words, public comments. Citizens may speak under any item not listed on the agenda. The time limit is 3 minutes and subject to modification by the chair. Individuals may not share or offer time to another speaker. Pursuant to provisions of the Brown Act, no action will be taken on a matter unless it is listed on the agenda or unless certain emergency or special circumstances exist. The commissioners may direct staff to investigate and or schedule certain matters for consideration at a future meeting. Please see cover sheet of the agenda for instructions how to submit public comments. Do we have any public comments?
Yes, we do. We have one in person and we have one online. If Teresa can come up to the podium.
Would you introduce yourself, please, Teresa?
Yes, my name is Teresa San Luis Teller, and I'm a blessed pastor's wife to Nick Teller at Our Savior Lutheran Church, and a proud mother of twin girls, Laura Maria and Mary Elizabeth. I am a self-described stigma-fighting role model for people with mental illness. I'm also a composer, musician, and have worked full-time in nursing homes and recreation. in 1999 while a sophomore at the University of Notre Dame. I was diagnosed by the university psychiatrist with schizoaffective thoughts disorder and admitted myself into behavioral medicine ward nearby because I had psychosis. 3 additional hospitalizations later, I'm going strong ever since I promoted my anti-stigma message, speaking before once 100 at a university and receiving a standing ovation for my program, Tuning Out Stigma. Back when I lived in the Midwest, I partnered with the National Alliance on Mental Illness, Southwestern Illinois, to present. In my Tuning Out Stigma presentation, I play my original music between talking about my dark days, acceptance, treatment, coping skills, and successes, hopes, dreams. I'll present my program May 20th at Our Savior Lutheran Church from 11 a.m. to noon. Many, I believe, in my church would attend. I want to grow my audience through my movement with the help of the Pinole Commission. I am a volunteer speaker and would be thrilled to have your support as the Pinole City Council will make May's Mental Health Awareness Month a proclamation on May 16th, along with September Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. Currently, I'm co-authoring a book with an Emmy Award-winning news journalist about my life coping with mental illness. Titled, My Brain Makes Me Proud, is the story of my life. I have 4 college degrees, 1 a master's in public administration where I earned a 4.0 GPA. My 4 college degrees, 1 a master's. My story has been portrayed 4 times in St. Louis TV news programs with radio and podcast interviews as well. Please assist my efforts to share my story about my brain. Please note that according to the National NAMI website, 1 in 5 U.S. adults experience mental illness each year. Also, suicide is the second leading cause of death among people aged 10 to 14. Let's get this message out to the citizens of Pinole. Being diagnosed with mental illness is not a death sentence. Recovery is a real possibility. So I'd be presenting on Saturday, May 20th at 11 a.m., Our Savior Lutheran Church. If you have any ideas of how to promote it, or if you can assist in my efforts to promote my program in May.
You so much. Very, very well spoken. And I'm kind of personally amazed. The statistics, 1 in 5 adults may have some issue with mental concerns at some point in their life.
Yeah, should I put up flyers at cafes and stuff like that? Or how would I go about that? Or can the commission somehow like email or spread the word?
I would be happy to put it on my Facebook if you think that's appropriate, and then just tell people that I meet or that I know, because I think that's amazing.
Oh, thank you very much. Is there a Pinole Commission Facebook?
Mm.
Okay. So any other ideas or?
I would imagine if you have flyers, you could talk to some of the local businesses. They will let you post it on their property, in their windows, so people walking by or going in for something to eat, they might let you post it and put it up.
Okay.
In the library.
Oh yeah, the libraries as well. Yes. Thank you. I do have posters right here, flyers that tell the information. Could I submit that to you guys?
Sure.
There's 10 color copies.
Would you mind if we make copies of it?
Also,
Thank you.
if you could email that to Maria, she can disperse it to the commission electronically.
Yes, we have another comment for you. Teresa.
Can you hear me? Oh. You can hear me. Thank you. We're testing it. Thank you. And I've gotten to know you in our neighborhood, walking with your children and your husband. And I really thank you very much for opening us to this conversation. You're not alone. And I hope that we can all share and be a part of what we can do for everybody, not just yourself and your family. So, and I know that May 16th, here in the city? Is that what you're saying? There's a here in the city? Maybe that could be announced throughout the city? Yes, but even in your church and other people who could share and, you know, bring something to the table that we all share with. You're not alone. Okay? Thank you.
Any further questions? Thank you so much, Teresa.
Yeah.
We do have another public comment. Caller ending in 5748, if you can please unmute.
Hello? We have
Hello,
s-
can you hear me?
Could you introduce yourself, please, sir?
Yes, my name's Anthony, 40+ year citizen and taxpayer and senior citizen, I might add, from Pinole. And I had a few issues to ask the board and the city staff regarding maintenance and other things in our city. First off, the bathrooms throughout the parks are somewhat in disrepair. And I don't think the community is being, I think they're being shorthand. I know they have full staff in the maintenance department. So the bathrooms need to be cleaned, or cobwebs and rodents living in the bathrooms behind the Pinole baseball diamond by the kiddies park that the children have to go and try and get into. The water fountains in and around the bathrooms don't work there by that half basketball court, baseball diamond, kiddie park. They haven't been working for a long time, nor do the water fountains work in that brand new bathroom that we had spent $250,000 for, more or less, down by in front of the wastewater treatment plant that services our park trail over there. None of those bathrooms, water fountains, drinking fountains work either. It's not just a tiny little trickle. And the magnets on the doors aren't in queue. They're not working. They're supposed to be posted and working 1/2 hour or 1 hour, 1 hour or 1/2 hour before sunset, sun up, and 1/2 hour behind sundown as well. And the dog park bathrooms aren't queued to work. The dog park men's bathroom is locks are all broken on both the doors, on the outside, the inside, and in the toilet area. So no one can go into the bathroom with confidence and security that they deserve. And they're just trying to fix the bathroom this week in the woman's side that has been in disrepair for 2 months, but it only took them 2 or 3 days to finish out the front facade of that bathroom. So they need to start prioritizing these projects, and I don't know who the decider is in that. There's also a situation on the Bay Bridge Trail with a giant breach on the Bay Bridge overpass, but I don't know if it's the East Bay Regional Park or Union Pacific or the city of Pinole. It's like a big breach sinkhole out there. And
Anthony, can I interrupt you? You have very little time left. Can you summarize, please?
Yes, you can let that other lady go past the time clock, but I asked for equal time, okay, because you got me on a time clock. And the animal shelter we need to get an update on the animal shelter fix. The Animal Fix Foundation was supposed to buy the animal shelter property and move in, and that's been delayed. And I heard it's not a low-cost, tax-free shelter for the community. It's going to be not affordable and very expensive. And we asked Mr. Mayor Murphy to give us Murray to give us an update in the last 2 meetings, and one he was absent for whatever reason, but he never came back to give us a current update on what's going on with that Animal Fix shelter on Pinole Valley Road. And I think we need the people from Martinez Animal Shelter to come out and give us the full updated report on that, because they also raised our property taxes by 6 to 8%.
Anthony, I'm sorry, but you're over time. Certainly, these these concerns have been noted, and we will certainly make sure that that your concerns get to the right people.
And the street light
Yes, sir. Thank you.
up and down Pinole Valley Road and Adobe Road street light in the
Okay.
barbecue part. Thank you.
Thank you, Anthony. We're moving on to new business. And we're asking Maria to give us Community Services Commission update.
Thank you, Laurel. I wanted to welcome Irma Rupert again to our Community Services Commission. Today is her first meeting. As you're all aware, Christy Lamb Julian was appointed to the Planning Commission. So we want to thank her for her time and her dedication to the commission. And we wish her well.
Next on the agenda, Project Labor Agreement Subcommittee. So, Sanjay, you're on.
Oh, that was a quick update. I was thinking that I have plenty of time.
Welcome.
Okay. Thank you, commissioners. I'm here to request commissioners, one of you who could volunteer and participate in the project labor agreement subcommittee that the council has made in one of our previous council meeting. That was on September 20th last year. I was able to get one volunteer from the Planning Commission, and a second volunteer is needed from the Community Service Commission to serve on the subcommittee as a project labor agreement for the citywide, adopting a citywide project labor agreement.
I'm
So,
sorry, I'm sorry, adopting a what? Citywide?
adopting a citywide project labor agreement. The project labor agreements are usually adopted by a city to provide some preference to some unionized labor in and around the city. And for city of Pinole, we had one such project labor agreement for the wastewater treatment plant upgrade. But that was just for a project basis. And right now, City Council is interested in adopting a project labor agreement policy for a little bigger size project, such as maybe $1 million and above, or some other criteria. So a committee member or commissioner from Community Service Commission will be a part of that subcommittee, and they will analyze various project labor agreements and will work towards adopting one project labor agreement for City of Pinole.
Could I ask Sanjay, when will the subcommittee meet?
I would like to know one volunteer who would be participating or be a member. Then I'll send out an invite to all the subcommittee members, maybe tomorrow, proposing few dates, because City Council wants to have a meeting and discuss on this matter, and something needs to be presented and bring back to council on May 16th. So if I can get a volunteer, then I'll send out the invites tomorrow, proposing few dates for the coming, over the coming 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay, we have a volunteer for you, Irma Rupert. Would like to volunteer.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Rupert. I will get your email from Maria, and I will send it out to invite for a few of the dates for the subcommittee meeting.
Thank you, Sanjay.
Thank you. Do you have any other questions for me?
Good to see you.
Thank you. Glad to see you all.
You heard the issues from a speaker about city lights, bathrooms, and the fix our ferals, particularly maintenance, bathrooms, and in parks seems to be an issue. So we're just letting you, passing those concerns on to you.
Thank you. We are working on that, and I believe some of his concerns are already addressed. The dog park, what he mentioned, it was opened up, I believe, day before yesterday, but there is still work going on. But yes, we're aware of all those issues he mentioned.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any more questions for Sanjay? Thank you. So no further comments, so we'll move on to old business. And the first, of course, is going to be our upcoming Community Service Day. So Maria, your updates, please.
Yes, thank you. So our event is scheduled for Saturday, May 20th, from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Pinole Youth Center. We have a variety of projects. I did want to provide an update that we did share the flyer through the local schools. So all the schools, we sent it through their electronic system for distribution. So those have been sent out. The banner and the lawn signs are ready. I will ask Public Works to put those out in the community. So those are also ready, to advertise the event. Just want to remind the commission that we meet at 7 o'clock on that day to start setup. And get everything ready, get the breakfast items ready. So everything is set for the event. We did have the Friends of the Pinole Creek Watershed. They will not be able to join this year because there's a shoreline festival going on in Crockett, I believe. So they won't be. That was a project that normally the library, the garden, and the tennis court was a project that they usually took a lead on. So if we don't have a lead for that project, we can remove that this year, unless, I don't know, Laurel, if the tennis.
I'll check and see if I can get some tennis players. I'm not
Okay.
sure.
So we can keep it on. I'll wait for you to confirm. And then on the day of, we also will hold registration, and we'll have the participants sign up for the different projects. So we'll have a sign up list on the day of. We have received some registration through the online system. I think about 3 of volunteers have already completed, but the majority of the volunteers come the day of and complete registration prior to the event.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
The mulch this year?
Yes,
Will the mulch be normal mulch?
yes, I will confirm with Public Works. I want to talk to the group today and see, which projects. I know last year we had the mulch at the library garden. Since there's not going to be a project at the library garden, we'll see if we move that to a different location. So I will be touching base with the Public Works team after our meeting today, just to see if there was, any additional requests and to kind of finalize the project list as well.
I just meant, is the mulch going to be regular mulch? And make sure we have plastic bags.
Yes,
and
we'll have the
tools.
bags and all the supplies. Yes, so I will include that in my email. And I think with Misha maybe had joined us at the previous meeting, and she provided some information on why we had to have that type of mulch. I believe for this one we will have regular mulch.
Thank you.
So I will confirm all of that with the Public Works team, but everything else is set. Lunch is going to be provided. We're going to go through roundtable. They'll provide some pizzas. We're also going to partner, or not partner, but we will be ordering lunch from the Bear Claw Bakery this year, one of our local businesses in Pinole. So we'll order sandwiches from there as well.
Can I just ask, just double checking, we will have mulch at Amber Swartz Park, correct?
That is on the project list that we
Okay.
had, and that was one of the requests. So I will kind of look through our project list. The only change I think is the library garden that will,
Right,
we
but you
won't have anything
could
there.
check that they might want to do mulch even the following week.
And we'll
And
need,
you could leave some, you know what I mean?
So we'll definitely.
we'll need large garbage bags too at Amber Swartz.
Turn your microphone on.
Thank you, thank you. On the community service day, is it possible, or do you provide those, tasks that you want us to do for cleaning purposes around the city? And, you know, get how many volunteers, 5 or 6 or whatever? I mean, I know we've done painting at the, community area down at the, youth center. So we've done various jobs. So I'm just asking, will we get those instead of walking in and just everybody just getting a bag and just going up and down the street and picking up trash?
Yes, of course. The commission defined the projects during the previous meetings. So those are available. They're available with the application. So we do have a list and I can send that over to you, Irma, for you to see the project. So they have already been identified, which are the projects. We're just kind of circling back now because there is a change that happened. But we have the list already, the projects identified, and then on the day of, we just have the signups in case for those people that didn't register. And usually we number, I think we put about 10 volunteers per project, depending on how many participants we get. And if we see that one, list is filling up quicker, then we try to move the volunteers to some of the other projects as well to ensure that they all get completed.
Yeah, is the list restricted to just what we have? Is there other things that they could put in there and say what they're working on?
These are the 10 projects that have been identified. I think one that has been kind of like has been kind of litter cleanup, and those are different areas, in the city that some of the volunteers like to focus on. That's the other projects I think that came. There was a request from the Tiny Top facility to do some painting, so that will be updated as well.
Okay.
So you'll send us all that current.
Yeah, that's.
Yes, I will send the updated list of the projects. The tote bags or the backpacks were also ordered, so the volunteers will get a bag when they arrive, and they'll be able to put some snacks in there and get some water and stuff for them to use during when they're completing their projects.
So for anyone listening, you can register for this event. You can go onto the city website and register and sign up for the project you want.
This week I stopped by the high school called Tibby, and he going to give out the flyer I gave him for the Interact Club and anybody else at the high school that might want to come down and help that day. So he's going to push that and see if he can even get some of the teachers and other people to show up.
Okay, thank you.
Any further comments on Community Service Day?
This This completes my report on community service day.
Thank you. So, I mean, it's pretty well oiled machine at this point, isn't it? Next item on the agenda is Sister Cities. Is that you, Jeremy?
Yes, that is I. Last month, I asked for volunteers to sit on a committee to form a policy on how the city adopts sister cities. And Nicholas volunteered. Thank you very much. As you know, Nicholas, we have not had a meeting because the other person that volunteered is no longer on this commission, is now on the planning commission. So I didn't want to have a meeting and knowing that she was going to leave. So we kind of waited to see what happened there. So I need a volunteer to sit in that position to help Nicholas and I form a policy for sister cities.
I'll volunteer. Hopefully I can make meeting time.
It will be very brief.
Yeah, sure.
It won't be a large
Okay.
time commitment, but thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Next item on the agenda is if any of the commissioners would like to talk about any. Certainly, I'm going to ask Bob here to my left, who anything that's going to be happening or anything you have done in the community. Bob, would you give us an outline the car show a little bit, please?
Yes, I can give you an outline on the car show. It's going to be June the 25th at Fernandez Park, and it'll be also on the baseball field. Also, it'll be on San Pablo Avenue. This will be the 4th year I've been involved with it. Before that, there was a car show named car club named the Northern California Cruisers. They did it for approximately 25 years. Last year, we had 265 classic cars show up. We also made a profit of $11,000. All the money except for $1,000 that we kept to start this year with went out to different parts of the city. We gave money to the senior center, Pinole TV, Pinole Hercules Little League, the swim center, and we also found a disabled veteran, a Marine that was at Camp Lejeune during the time of the bad water. And everything you see on TV about what happened with all the military personnel and civilians that was at that base at that time, it's 100% true. We first met this gentleman, he just got out of the hospital, and we got it approved that we'll paint his house. So we set it up, had his house all painted, and in between we stopped by to see him to check on the colors and everything that he wanted. He just again got out of the hospital, and the last time we seen him, he was doing fairly well. And that was the day that they finished painting the house. So that's where the money from the car show goes back into the community. So it's on June the 25th. We hope we have a big turnout. We had 265 cars last year, and we've had really great sponsors from throughout the city and our general area back in the project. I want to thank all the sponsors and all the sponsors. If you happen to see T-shirts at the event, the back of the T-shirts has the names of the sponsors that helped put it on. We had like 17 sponsors last year, and their names all on the back. We'd appreciate you patronizing all the businesses that have donated to us.
Thank you, Bob. It's a great event. I enjoy it. Try and get my family out and stuff. I don't know. People. All right. Any other commissioners have anything of interest in the community they've been involved in, or any issues that you'd like to bring up? This is your opportunity. Yes. Commissioner Ojeda.
Well, thank you. We just, let's see, it's been 2 weeks now. We had our David Clark Cabaret Dinner Show fundraiser dinner and at St. Joseph's, and it went really well. The lighting was beautiful. The entertainment was awesome. We had a wonderful silent auction and all sorts of prizes. We had the Interact Club there, right there with us, hand in hand. They always serve at this event. We'll do it again next year. I don't have our date in front of me, but it's in March. And the reason I love to support that theater, one of the reasons is some of my kids went there, and it builds a real character with the kids. They learn how to work with the team building. They learn how to stand up in front of an audience or with mine, stand up at work and have no trouble communicating. I should have had theater. It would have helped me a lot. Anyways, I think it's just really good for the kids. They just learn a lot. And I'm just proud to be part of that. And I'm going to keep helping. My kids are all grown and done with that. And none of the grandkids live local. So the Cabaret Dinner Show to keep the little theater alive. It's very, very important community, not event, but it was an event, but theater is important to keep theater alive. That wasn't very well spoken, but I got it across.
Just remind us again ahead of time next year.
Yes,
Nicholas,
in March.
do you have anything you'd like to add?
No.
Okay. Yes.
Mike? You turn your mic on.
Thank you. I've been following the community services meetings. And believe it or not, I found some minutes that I'm kind of interested in, and I've been wanting to bring them up to you guys. But yesterday I was able to speak to Steph Kerr. Her, I don't know her first name, Kerr. She's the Economic Development Manager, KAUR, staff member here in the city of Pinole. Power. Yeah, I don't know her position. Power.
Is it Misha Card from the Public Works?
Thank you. Yes, Nisha. Yeah. And she spoke here at the committee services commission meeting, and I'll make it quickly for you guys. And it's under I got a copy of it, believe it or not, and it's in there. But what she did was she created a new volunteer waiver for events and a list so that we can create for the events. Yeah, you probably know about that. Yeah. And what happened is there was a point in time that she mentioned that Caltrans wanted to engage with the city because they didn't have enough people to pick up trash around the areas. So they would provide dumpsters to the cities free of, and not charges, but at the same time, we would provide the volunteers. I would like to know if it's possible we can follow up. I asked her yesterday and I said I would bring it up today. If we could bring it up, maybe as a discussion in the next meeting or have her bring an update. Jeremy, if we could, just for discussion. And she says, yes, she told me yesterday that the offer's still there. It hasn't been taken up by the city. And I figure if they're free dumpsters, a free day of picking up trash anywhere in the city, bring our neighborhoods together. I figured, why not? There would be another day though. So I just thought for a discussion, if it would be okay with everybody.
And we do have there are various cleanups going on in the
Right.
community.
But not in the neighborhood.
In different neighborhoods.
Well, I differ in that one, because, some of the, projects like the creek side and certain are directed to certain areas. But, I was at the creek, pickup, about a week ago because I volunteered. And I had two of my neighbors come and join me and said, hey, we need to pick up trash all over the city and including the areas in which is very, trafficked. So if it's possible, we could bring some information back from the staff. Well, they're free. Can't beat it. It's only one day, yeah. And oh, excuse, yeah. But I mean, all I'm saying is maybe if we could follow it up if it's an
Sure.
offer that can be pursued.
Sure. And I think we should work with the current local groups. They do particular areas
Oh,
on a
sure.
fairly regular basis. and
Yeah,
I think they should
everybody.
be involved.
I agree.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Laura. Thank you.
I just want to mention that a little earlier, I was involved in doing a student speaker contest at Pinole Valley High School.
Oh, okay.
And our speaker did go on to the next level. And she was very good. So I was
Wow, excellent.
very, very happy with the level of the high school students.
Is that the one that was on, I'm sorry, on Nextdoor? She was getting a GoFundMe to pursue her.
I don't think so.
No, it wasn't.
And the other thing is we, as Lions, we continue to be involved in local schools. Right now, it's we have something coming up next week. And we're working with 7th and 8th grade, 6th, 7th, and 8th to learn how to do things in their community. And they're going to sort eyeglasses and they're going to do different things. And we're trying to get into other local schools.
Mhm.
So anyway, that's where I'm at. Any comments from anybody else? Looking forward to Community Service Day. Maria, thank you so much for all the prep work you have to do. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Laurel. And I did forget to mention that I do have, I made copies of the flyers. So if you all want to
yes.
take a few at the end of the meeting and distribute with the local businesses or any of the local groups, that would be great.
Okay, not hearing the need for any other comments, I am going to adjourn to the next meeting on May 24th, 2023. Thank you.